What's going on, Ravens Nation? Welcome back to Flock Talk, your home for all things Baltimore Ravens football. Today we're reacting to another clip from Undisputed. Today's segment, Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman, along with Skip Bayless, discussed whether John Harbaugh should play Lamar Jackson and, of course, the other starters, but mainly focused on Lamar Jackson. And Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman both said that he should play some in this game so as to not get rusty in 3 weeks off. I'm going to play parts of this clip, not all of it because it is like a 12-minute segment. So if you want to watch the full thing, definitely go check that out. It is a pretty good segment, but I'm going to play a few clips and react to it after.
So Michael, would you, if you were coaching the Ravens, would you play him or let him play a quarter or a half?
I would want to keep my passing game sharp, you know, and because I remember you're not playing him this week, he's not playing next week, so I'm going to practice and keep practice like Sherman said, you're controlling practice anyway, and yeah. Maybe I'll give them a series and then I can pull everybody. But I know that they prepared this week and they are ready. I'm not going to leave them too long because you know Pittsburgh, those dudes don't play. And they will be hitting. So I would tell Lamar, if you want to get a couple throws, get a couple series, let's get out of here. But protect yourself. And you can do that. Just throw the ball. Don't run the ball.
Richard.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I'd say treat it like a third preseason game. You play him for almost a half. Let him get his feet wet. Let him get a sweat. Let him push the ball down the field a little bit. Run the ball. Run the offense. And get his bearings about him. And then sit him down, put a hat on or a beanie, and then let the rest play out.
Okay, I believe John Harbaugh will not play Lamar one single snap. I believe he will tell the media that he's got to save Lamar from himself, tough love him, and say, no, not this time. We got to wait until it's right, and we got to rest everybody because they were a beat-up football team coming out of the Miami game that you mentioned, Richard, about Kyle Hamilton and Marlon Humphrey tweaked his calf and Brandon Stevens couldn't go. So they're just beat up and they can use the rest.
And the conclusion I've kind of come to, and I'm glad I'm not the one that has to make this answer or make this decision for the Ravens. I agree with Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman. I think Lamar Jackson and the starters should go out there for the first half of the game. Play it through like a normal game. They prepare and practice this week, just like a normal start. He plays the first half, shuts it down. Tyler Huntley and the rest of the backups take it from there on out, including the defensive starters. I don't want to see Kyle Hamilton at all in this game, period. Shut him down for until the playoffs. He does not need to be out there risking getting hurt, because not just is this any game. All right, the NFL, we know, is a tough, hard-hitting, physical sport most of the time, but I will not go down that rabbit hole. We know the AFC North is like another level to that physicality and toughness, and we've talked about that on this channel. And then it's the Pittsburgh Steelers coming into town, fighting for their playoff lives. And we know the Steelers, anytime they get together with the Ravens, it is dangerous for everybody on the field. All right, so I'm not going to pretend that does not concern me a little bit, but to Michael Irvin's point, the Ravens are relying on Lamar Jackson to win games with his arm more than ever this year. And they look like they are peaking in that passing game. This last week, they caught fire. Remember all season long when the deep balls were just a little off, and John Harbaugh said, look, we're practicing, they're hitting them, he's hitting them in practice, it's just a matter of time. And we all knew that could be a major game changer if they can start hitting them. Against Miami, they hit them, and it was a thing of beauty. So that is important, I think, to keep the timing, keep Lamar and these receivers crisp in the passing game. So I say go out there for a half and just don't run, slide, don't take any hits. Just do what you have to do to protect yourself and get out of the first half healthy. That way you're still staying sharp. Because like I said earlier, 2019 is still in the back of my mind. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. It's scarred me. I think it's scarred a lot of Ravens Nation. I do not want them to go out there in the divisional round with 3 weeks off against a team, like I said, that's coming in after a wild card win. So they already got those playoff jitters out. They won a big game in the wild card. They're coming in. The Ravens, all they're going to hear is that the Ravens are the top dogs in the AFC, and they're going to no one in the AFC is going to beat them. All right, let's be honest here. That's probably going to be the narrative that's going to be pushed. They're the number 1 seed. They've played great. They've beat up on everybody that all the good teams that they played. I don't know why I did this, because they were good teams, but and they're probably not going to give many teams, aside from maybe the Chiefs or the Bills, a chance. I'm talking about the media narrative now. And they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder. And the last thing I want to see is this offense in particular come out and their timing just be a little off. And they're missing routine plays that they've hit recently that could be game-changing, and they just miss. And next thing you know, they're giving the team extra possessions, whether it's maybe it could be an overthrown ball, a dropped pass, a botched handoff, which we've seen earlier in the season. It could be a number of things that could go wrong with just a little bit of rust. I don't want to see that, and I know you guys do not as well. So I think one half of football, get out healthy, but still put the preparation in and get out there and just get some game reps so we can minimize the rust. And hopefully you come out in 2 weeks and you're still the same animal. And I think they will be. I know they remember 2019 as well as anybody. And I think maybe that alone might be the reason that we do see Lamar Jackson out there. Maybe not. I could absolutely see a scenario where John Harbaugh says, no, we're shutting it down. No. And that's what Skip Bayless said. He's going to tell the media that he has to step in and save Lamar from himself, because we know Lamar is going to want to play. Lamar is a baller. He's a competitor. He's going to want to be out there if it's his decision. So ultimately, it's going to be up to John Harbaugh to step in and I think make that final call. I'm hoping we get a half, and obviously, fingers crossed, nothing terrible happens. All right, it's a big bet, because obviously if something does happen, I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there, but that's my thought on it. I want to know what you guys think, Ravens Nation, in the comments. Do you want Lamar Jackson and the rest of these starters to play a drive, the first quarter, the first half, the full game, or do you think they should just shut it down and wait for the postseason? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for taking the time out of your day to tune into this video. If you love the Ravens and you just want all things Ravens all the time, hit subscribe, like the video, helps it in the algorithm, and I will see you all in the next video. Go Ravens!